Hey guys, Brian Stevens here with the National Real Estate Post. I have Jeanne Kelly from the Kelly Group who does credit repair, which is a very interesting kind of anomaly area of the mortgage and real estate space. So I want to go right into this and ask you a few quick questions. One, what's the biggest misconception about credit repair?
Well, that it can't be done, and that and that you're stuck forever with bad credit. So that's totally not correct. You can't remove accurate information, right? But there are so many things you can do with your credit report if you have an unhealthy score. So number one, you have to look at your credit report and see what's on there. That's the number one rule. Let's see what's on there. Let's see what's accurate, what might not be, and let's get to work.
Do you recommend people actually pull their credit report on a regular basis? Because a lot of people would say you shouldn't do that.
Right. No, it's healthy to do that. No one, even if you have a monitoring service, which I believe in for having ID protection, and I talk about that all the time, but only you really know what belongs on your credit report. Even if you have a service, only you know, did I get this account? Is this balance right? Did I live at that address, right? So you have to do that. It does not hurt your credit score if you're pulling your credit report at annualcreditreport.com and looking at your credit report. It doesn't hurt your score. So it's a good thing to do. And also because of COVID, that site, you used to only be able to get your report once a year. Now you could do it every week.
Are you seeing, because of I have three questions. I want to really jump on these fast. Are you seeing different trends or behavior with credit reports as a result of COVID over the past year?
Well, I've seen that some people did take advantage of not paying and being in the forbearance. So on the credit report, that doesn't hurt your score. The only problem is let's say you want to get a mortgage, if you don't have 12 months of payments to get the new mortgage, you're stuck. So that is a problem. So I have come across that, but it's not hurting your credit score, but it's still giving you a challenge when you're ready to purchase a home.
Okay, number two, there's a perception amongst, I think, people in the mortgage industry and maybe real estate that you can actually get things off of your credit report that are probably accurately posted there from being a nuisance in terms of constantly sending letters. Is that true, or is that a bad idea?
Well, it's not a bad idea. You can challenge things, but if it's accurate and everything is reported correctly, it's going to stay there. But what else can you do with your credit report? Maybe there's other things you can be doing, lowering balances, right? That's a big part of your score and overlooked a lot.
Right. Let's talk about that right now. So where do you want your balance? So first of all, you do want to use your credit cards. Mm-hmm. You just don't want to have those things kind of max. So for a young person, if they have a $500 or $1,000 balance and they just go, get something ridiculous, and they're sitting at 90%, that's going to be bad. What's a reasonable number for a credit score to be in order to maximize your credit score with your loan to value on your credit score or your credit cards?
Yeah. So, and that's a great question, because to me, the magic number, and I am a sevens girl, is 7% to your limit.
Wow. Interesting.
Now, so that's the magic number. So anything below that, if you have a zero balance, it's not as helpful as having 7%. So to me, just for easy math, if you could keep them even at 10%, that's great.
How did you come up with that number 7?
It's just really all the research. And, so when I have clients who want that 800 score, we're keeping their balances at 7% and we see it. So, and here's the other thing, learn your statement balance date, because yes, I have a lot of clients who say, I pay everything to zero. It never shows the zero. It's showing the statement balance. So learn that date, pay it 48 hours before the statement gets kicked out, lowering it.
How do you find that date though? Because I've heard this before, you will have a date where you think you're supposed to pay it, but what you should really be doing is kind of backdating that by a certain amount of time. How do you find that?
You call all your creditors. So find out what's my statement balance date. They'll tell you. And again, you're doing the same thing. So if you were the person who pays to zero, pay it 48 hours before. And of course, if you're using that card every day, it'll show a little bit of a balance.
Right.
That's all you have to do.
Now here's my last question. So about 3 weeks ago, my absolutely beautifully fantastic 20-year-old daughter took our brand new Ford Explorer and got in a pileup on a freeway outside of San Francisco.
Oh.
So she was okay, which we're good with. So AAA came and paid that off. However, I don't know when AAA paid off Ford credit, and I think I've got something on there that is going to be erroneously reported on my credit report. How do I deal with that if I were to talk to you?
So you want to go always to the original creditor, not just the bureaus are reporting what's told. I would go directly to who I choose to do business with, and that would be Ford. So that's where I would start. I'd go directly to them and say, wait a minute, this is what happened. This is what's going on. But always do know that you should be making your payments on time. Even if sometimes someone will dispute something because they were returning an item on their credit card and they thought it was a certain date, still make the minimum payments. Make sure everything is safe.
Okay, so here's my thing, is when I was talking with AAA, they said, okay, it's gonna be a total and we're gonna pay it off and we're going to deal with it. And so I'm kind of like, we're okay over here. However, the date passed by and now it's reporting. Am I responsible for that, yes or no?
Yeah, because except that Ford, again, because of the situation, if you bring it to their attention, hopefully they will remove that late. But again, the loan still should be paid on time. Okay. So even though you could have got the money back if they overpaid, right? Sure. Because they totaled it out. So it is unfortunate, but Ford is giving you a loan, and whether the car is a lemon or not, right? That's the finance department, not right. So okay. You are responsible.
But you bring up a really interesting point, is how much of this is subjective? Like, my mother-in-law died, or, something happened with COVID like where you were technically late on a payment and the reporting is accurate, but you're kind of going and trying to argue your case why that payment was made late. Is this something that you guys will take into consideration and work with people on? And do you find these lates that are subjective, not objective, but subjective, being removed?
Okay, so it all depends on the creditor and their policies. So a creditor could have a policy of one-time removal.
I didn't know that.
They could. It just depends on the creditor, and it's up to them. It's their decision of how to report the accounts. Okay. So they're supposed to be reporting accurate information. So again, if unfortunately there's no one wants to not pay their bills on time, right? But sometimes life gets in the way.
Hold on a second there. Apparently me and you are running in different circles.
No, but usually, again, like you said, there could be a death, a job loss, a health issue, and those things can happen. So it just depends on your creditor. Okay. But you have to bring it to their attention.
Okay. You have
to call them.
Who is, in your experience, the biggest pain in the ass to work with?
Oh, no.
Discover Card?
No.
Citibank?
No, really? No.
Wells Fargo? I'm just messing with you. But let me ask you this, and by the way, I was just totally playing with you there. I knew you wouldn't answer it. But are there creditors that you seem to feel are more receptive to having conversations with you than other ones? So like if I'm looking at my credit report right now and I'm saying, well, hold on a second here. Like that one, it was late, but here's kind of the reason why. Is there somebody who we might want to go to who just seems to be who's a good company to work with? A good creditor.
All of the creditors, they really want to make you happy. You're choosing to do business with them. They want to.
So nobody stands out to you?
There's nobody, I wouldn't want to say a company name. No, really.
No. I listen again, and I'm kind of poking at you right now. We're having a little fun with this whole thing. But I think this is a really important thing to do, because what we've discovered over here at the National Real Estate Post is that you can make meaningful changes with people's credit scores. And that means meaningful changes in terms of what their finances are, not short-term, but long-term. I mean, this is a big thing. And we've always been very hesitant over here at the National Real Estate Post to work with credit repair agencies, because the gamut goes up and down, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. And we feel like we have a great partner in you. So if somebody wanted to get in touch with you to have conversations about how they can improve their credit scores to get more people into homes, how can they contact you?
Just go to my website, jeannekelly.net.
Okay, jeannekelly.net, and that is spelled J-E, and I'm looking, by the way, because bad spelling is a sign of a very creative mind. And evidently my mind's creative because I can't spell for shit. Jeanne Kelly, it's Jeanne, Kelly, Kelly, Jeanne Kelly. And listen, real estate agents, lenders, anybody in the industry who's watching this right now, and you have any questions about credit report, this is a great starting point, and it is somebody who I absolutely endorse, because again, the gamut goes up and down. So with that said, thank you so much. And again, I love the Holstein cow couch.
Thank you. I love it too. I love it.
All right, dear, you have a great day, and it was wonderful talking to you.
Great talking with you.
Goodbye.